Joining us on the broadcast is Ambassador Gurjit Singh, former Indian envoy to Germany. Thanks very much, Ambassador, for speaking to us. What is your assessment of where things stand right now vis-a-vis the government formation? It looks like it will take a while before we know who succeeds Angela Merkel as the leader of Germany.
So I think this is a very confusing election, both in how it is held and its results. And don't be in too much of a hurry to find out who's the successor. I mean, maybe by Christmas, you may be lucky. Coalition formation in Germany has been happening all the time. In fact, all of Angela Merkel's 4 terms have been coalitions. So you would think that they would have by now learned how to make coalitions. But this remains the most difficult part of government formation. So this time, neither of the 2 centrist parties have got anything more than 30%. They are both around 25%. Now, certainly it's a big loss for the CDU from about 32% in 2017, which was their then worst showing. They are down to 24.7, which is now their really worst showing. So, but even last time, having lost the most, they were still the winners. So don't write them off either. Secondly, this time, 2 parties don't seem to be able to have enough seats to form a working government. So therefore, you have to have a minimum of 3, which makes it all the more difficult. Last time in 2017, in order to avoid a grand coalition with the SPD, the CDU tried to negotiate with the Free Democrats and the Greens, and ultimately after a couple of months gave up, because the smaller parties are extremely ambitious, and I hope they have learned their lesson. So this time what is happening is that these 2 parties, the Greens who got about 15% and the Free Democrats who have 11%, want to get into government. And I think they can team up with anybody, with SPD or CDU. But the biggest contradiction is between them themselves. So I think they've done the right thing by saying, let's first talk to each other, sort out our agenda, and then we'll offer it to both the parties, and who offers us a better deal, we'll go with them.
Right. Ambassador, what is your view on who would be leading the European Union after Merkel retires?
So let's look at both these issues, the German-EU compact. I think all the parties are now committed to it. Germany is part of the European project. Only the left has some issues, but left is not going to be in government. So I don't think the EU is the problem, but German leadership of the EU, that may be on hold for a while, because it's not easy to fill Merkel's shoes. So traditionally in the EU, it was Merkel, the French president and the British prime minister who were the cockpit of the EU. But after Brexit, now no Merkel, it is up to Macron and whoever the German leader is. But I think next year Macron will go for elections. So I think this traditional way that EU was run under Merkel's time is going to change. You already see signs of it, that when the EU was debating the COVID relief package, unprecedented 750 billion, 5 small West European countries, including some Nordics, actually formed a caucus to challenge Germany and get their own way. So you have that small group, you have some of the right wings on the Eastern Europe side, say like Hungary and Slovakia and a few others. So you will have a disparate EU, which is more and more difficult to run. Angela Merkel had that ability to take a flight, hop to a nearby capital, sort out some problems and come back. But I think that the new chancellor would be quite busy handling his own problems in Germany, and it will take some time for them to become influential leaders of Europe. They will be influential in Europe, but their leadership role will remain to be seen.
And how should India be viewing this election in Germany?
More important for India is what would happen to India under a new chancellor. Now, under Angela Merkel, she set up the Indo-German Intergovernmental Council at the level of a summit, which met every 2 years, and she never missed a meeting. That led to a lot of ODA-led development with India, metros, green economy, green corridors, many things, solar rooftop. But she could not enthuse German business to come to India like they went to China. Now, with the new Chancellor, Prime Minister Modi will have an opportunity to have the next meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission this year. So that will be a good chance. Now we have to see whether Germany will break out of its ODA-led relationship with India and move to a private sector-led relationship, which is what we really want, and this is what they have with China. If the Greens are in the coalition, it is likely that they would be in charge of the foreign ministry. Now, if they are there, and even if they are not, the Greens are not hot on China or Russia. And they are more, they like to talk about ideologies against them and be tough. So there may be an opportunity for India, but we need to be a bit careful, because if the Greens tend to be sanctimonious, then we could also get singed. So I think it's a double-edged weapon. But the Free Democrats are going to be friends of India because they like to support business. But the problem in Germany is that the business supports China. And they are the ones who led Merkel there. So I think this is where is not only the coalition, but also business that we have to deal with. And we need to persuade Germany that, like the United States and the Quad, they need to take India more seriously, warts and all, and say strategically we need to work with you. That is the approach we would like to see from Germany.
Ambassador Gurjit Singh, appreciate very much for joining us on the broadcast with those perspectives. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.